I'm Susie with the Montgomery Media Arts Institute. Today I'm presenting our Podcasting Go Kit for podcasters either starting out or on a budget. Our main priority is finding good and inexpensive equipment, but there are a few other things to consider. Durability, number one. We look for a sturdy build. This priority rose a few years ago when I joined a team to train teachers how to integrate filmmaking into the classroom. Not only are teachers on a major budget, but also they have hundreds of students handling the equipment, and durability plays a huge factor. Number two, achieving high quality sound. Podcasting has a low barrier to entry, meaning you can just use your phone to produce a really good sounding podcast. But how you use the equipment is as important. Where you place your microphone, what setting, wearing headphones, and testing your audio levels before you record. And number three, you need room to grow. In other words, what you need right now for your podcast will likely change, and you don't want to have to buy a whole new round of equipment when it does. Let's take a look. First, our Podcasting Go Kit is on wheels. If you ask me, travel luggage on wheels took way too long to come about. So we're going to nip it in the bud with our Podcasting Go Kit on wheels. This is the SKB series, cheaper than the leading Pelican brand, and it comes with a serrated foam insert that you can cut with a butter knife. The first cut is the hardest, and then you get into it. The design is completely up to you, but a tip to maximizing space is that the case is deeper than it is wide, so put things on their ends or stand things up in the case. I also made a couple of good square spaces for adapters and cords that otherwise get lost or aren't with you at crunch time. Let me say this. If you ever felt the heat and you realize you've forgotten your cord, your adapter, or card, you'll carve out a special little spot for these in your Go Kit. So before we get into what's in the Go Kit, let me start by saying you can just use your phone. Podcasting is great because no one can see you. You certainly can't do this in film. Rule of thumb is to place your phone about a fist away from your mouth, so like this. But it really does depend on the person, whether they speak quietly or more loudly. So always test it out first, and please put the phone on airplane mode so it doesn't ring mid-recording. You might find yourself ready to graduate from recording straight into your phone to more comfort and consistency. One easy next step is to use an external mic. This is called a lapel, or also called a lavalier mic. And this plugs right into your phone. Let me do it. This plugs right in here. And then you just clip the microphone to a shirt. You want to position it about right there. In podcasting, you don't have to worry about the mic showing, and so that's pretty nice. And you've all seen these little bug-sized mics clipped to starchy collared shirts. Beware of the placement of these lavs to avoid rubbing against stiff, starchy shirts, rain gear, a woman's scarf, long hair. The slightest brush or tap will distort what the person's saying. The key is to wear headphones if you can. We highly recommend it. Even earbuds will do. We like the Audio-Technica ATH M20X. If you don't wear headphones, there's a good chance you won't notice that the mic's being brushed. Our favorite lavalier, or lav, is the wireless Saramonic Blink 500B2. And this is the most expensive thing in our Podcasting Go Kit. It comes in at $250. But we love it because it's so easy to use and it gets really good sound. And it comes with this transceiver, two transceivers, and one receiver. And the receiver actually plugs in to your phone, just like this. And it's got a little clip, fragile clip, but a clip just the same, that actually attaches to your phone, and you have a cool little setup. Then what you do is you take the two transceivers, and they have each a built-in mic, so you don't need a lav setup with them. And you clip it wherever, to wherever their shirt or something like that. There's another option though, because the Saramonic also comes with a lav setup. So there's two lavaliers, and if you want to use the lav, you can just plug it right into the transceiver and then attach that to the shirt. So it's really, really handy. And the frosting on the cake is that, like your phone, it uses a simple USB charging system. Another go-to lav, you've seen this one already, but this is the Simple Rode omnidirectional mic for $79. And it might be a good time to bring this up. So it's a little technicality. Most mics have TRS, they call it, connection. It's a tip, a ring, and a sleeve. Versus a TRRS, which is a tip, a ring, and a sleeve. Most phones and iOS devices require a TRRS connection. And that's because both the mic input and the headphone output are in the same port. So the Rode Lav has a TRRS connection. So you don't need an adapter and it goes straight into your phone. But if you were to buy a regular lav, it's likely a TRS and you would need an adapter, a TRS to TRRS adapter. And the Saramonic, which we were talking about before, comes with 2 adapters, so you don't have to worry about it. One of our priorities in buying equipment is room to grow. So you might want to invest in a handheld recorder like the Zoom H4n. This is an industry standard, and it's very possibly the only thing you'll ever need. It's got 2 XLR ports, and that requires an XLR cord that looks something like this. So we have the male and the female end, and that plugs right in, and it plugs right into your microphone. And usually microphones that are medium to higher end use an XLR cord. Okay, so here are 2 TM58 cardioid microphones, and they come with a stand, and the stand actually telescopes, as you can kind of see here. These are really cheap mics, inexpensive I should say, and they're $35 a piece, but they get really good sound, and they're perfect for interviews at a table, right? And you just tilt them the way you want. And they actually hook up with an XLR cord as well. And one more thing, these are phantom powered, so they do not require a battery, which is really handy. Now let's talk about interfaces. An audio interface allows you to record directly into your computer, and it expands and improves the sonic capabilities of your computer. So the Zoom H4n that we talked about earlier actually acts as an interface, and all you do is change some settings, and then you hook it up through a USB cord to your computer. So it's really handy that way. It's very versatile, and basically when you would use an interface because it helps you to avoid bleed, or in other words, interference. And like imagine if you've got 2 people close using a mic, and one mic is picking up what the other person's mic's picking up. So that would be interference, and an interface prevents that. If you don't have a Zoom H4n to use as an interface, you can purchase something called the Presonic Audio Box USB 96. So this is $90, and it's got lots of features. So it's pretty basic, but it does the job. So this box connects just like we talked about with the Zoom. It connects with a USB cord into your computer, right? It has no internal battery. It powers through your computer. It has 2 XLR ports, which we've come familiar with, and it records right into your editing software. So there's a headphone jack at the back, so you can listen, and if you put a splitter in, you can actually both people doing the interview or whatever can listen at the same time, which is really handy. These dials adjust, and so basically, you can adjust the recording levels while recording, and that's very helpful when you have someone who's speaking more quietly or loudly. So you're really trying to get both of anyone talking coming in at the same level, which is really -6 to no more than -12 decibels. So we have a couple extra things in our Podcasting Go kit as well, and I'm going to show you how this works. So basically this is a Cobra Tech iPhone mount, and it just fits right like that, and you just tighten it at the top, and it's got room to shift around. And then this is a mini tripod. It's Manfrotto, the brand, and it's one of the sturdiest ones we found. It's excellent. And you just turn your phone on, and you have, right now, you can then video or take images while you're on site. And for $47 and a phone, you have a whole setup. Get up. This is great because often when podcasters are out on site, they forget they need images for their website or for whatever kind of marketing they may be doing. That's it. That's what's in our Go Kit. If you want to see and download a list of everything in our Podcasting Go Kit with prices and a few instructions, and by the way, we are not sponsored by anyone. These are just recommendations. But for the list, go to www.mmartsinstitute.net/resources and you'll find everything you need. And happy podcasting.